I can tell by the look in y'all's eyes, you just cannot wait to start class. I can just tell you all have that look in your eye. It's kind of hidden from most of y'all, but as old as I am, I can tell. So make sure you're sitting up big. Miss Terry told us in second period when she comes in there, she told us, hey, when you sit up, feet in front of you, back straight, just sit up tall, kind of like we talked about when we're sitting in STAR. It really does get your mind the signal of, hey, I need to be learning and paying attention and all those things. So we're going to jump into lesson 7. What's good about this lesson, especially on a slow-moving Monday morning, is that it's very similar to what we had started last week, okay? So this is going to be maybe just a little step further, a little more practice for what we had started. Alrighty, this is lesson 7. I can round. We know we started that last week. Multi-digit numbers, we talked about that word, lots of digits or more than one at least, to the thousands place using the vertical number line. So I think we did pull in the thousands place a little bit last week, so that's not totally new. So this will be good to get us going again this week with rounding. We've got a few more lessons on rounding, and this is going to help maybe give us the practice that we need. Okay, for the practice today, let's look at these numbers. Now what you're doing is looking for a pattern. Okay, sometimes when we see bunches of numbers like that, we think, oh, do I put them in order? What am I doing? We could do that, but right now we're looking for the place value that is changing. There is a particular place value that each time they put a new number, it changes. So which place value, think about your place value chart, the ones, tens, hundreds. In which place value is there change happening each time? Yeah.
10,000.
Okay. The 10,000s number is here, and then here, and then here. So yes, it is changing. It's doing what each time, Brandon?
Going up 1,000. I'm going down.
Okay, going down or decreasing by 1,000. So if that's the pattern, what goes in the blank? What number will be next?
6.
Ishmael, what?
62,010.
Exactly, and you read that really well. Good job. Okay, let's look at this set of numbers right here. I hope you can see those. There's a change each time. Which number? Look for the digit that's changing each time, and most of the others are staying the same. Yeah. The thousands, so you're saying right here. And it does change each time. What's it doing each time?
It's going up 1,000.
It's going up 1,000 each time. So if that's the pattern, what's the next number in the pattern? Yeah.
138,004.
Exactly. Again, good job reading that number. Okay, last one. Look for the pattern. Something's changing. Martin, do you see it?
Hundreds are changing.
Okay. This, and then this, and then this. With that many digits, you gotta really look close sometimes. What would be the next number? What would be what goes right here in the blank? You want to go ahead with it? Go ahead.
832,443.
Good job. 400. I almost wrote 500. 443. Okay, that one has got a little interference there with those little cutesy signs, so we're going to just keep going. All right, one more little bit of practice before we jump into the actual rounding. Let's clear that off, okay? Here we have, and again, I know those are tiny. Let me see. I just want to see how well we can see this from back here. Because your young eyes probably see it better than mine. But maybe we can manage just for a second. All right, they've got a vertical number line and the top and bottom number already there. They just want you to have a little practice finding that middle number. So what would become halfway between, remember this is the halfway point, halfway between 10 and 20? Alexandria, what do you think? Between 10 and 20, what number would we have? We know this is 10 right here. So what's half of 10? Well, we got 10 and we got 20. What would come in the middle of those two? No, 10's down here. What would come in the middle of 10 and 20? I was going to say put 5 with it. Good job. 15. We got 1,000, 2,000. So what would come between those? Mason? 1,500. And you might hear people say sometimes 1,500. It's the same thing. It's just another way to say it. Good. All right. 31,000, 32,000. Don't let the bigness of the number scare you off. Now think. There's 1,000 between here and here. So what's half of 1,000? 500. So what's this plus 500 more? What do you think?
31,500.
Yeah, 31,500. All right. So we're gonna jump in here, but I need you to get out. I think if we need, let's just get out our regular whiteboards this time. Your whiteboard, your bag with your marker and eraser. Give you a workspace. There we go. So today when we round, we're going to use the vertical number line, but at the same time, we're also going to go through this and use this. Okay, I think doing them both at the same time together might help some of you. I know that some of you are going to love the number line and some of you would rather just do this. And that's okay. You're learning which strategy works the best for you. And after a while, I'll let you pick. But today we are going to practice both of these just to get the practice of both of these. Okay? So round 4,100 to the nearest 1,000. And we know in our learning target it's over here, but also, the very first slide we looked at, that's what it told us. We're rounding to the thousands place today. Well, hey, with a number like this that goes to the thousands place, that's pretty simple to figure out what to round to. Now, if we go through and we answer these questions and follow these steps, it's going to help us with the vertical number line, but we are going to add in the other stuff too. All right, so the first question you want to ask yourselves, if I'm rounding this to the thousands place, where is the thousands place? So since we've already started this last week, go ahead and write this number. We're going to do the steps together on your board, 4,100. Go ahead and have that number. But don't put it so high that you can't put anything above it. Okay, put it kind of in the middle and draw your vertical number line beside it. And that's a quick draw. Where's it go? Okay. The number and a number line. You can go ahead and put the little tick marks here, here, and here. Bottom, the top, and the middle. Good. What digit is in the thousands place? Charlotte, which one? The 4. So right now, take your marker and put a dot above the 4. That's our target. Okay. So if we look at these steps, it's going to help us. How many thousands are in 4,100? How many thousands? 4. I know that I'm starting with 4,000. So I'm going to put 4,000 right here. I'm rounding to the thousands place. How many thousands do I start with? I'm starting with 4,000. How do I know? Because there's a 4 in the thousands place. Our next step says 1 more thousand would be, Faith, if I went 1 more thousand. What's 1 more thousand than 4,000? 5,000. Put that at the top. What's halfway between 4,000 and 5,000? What's halfway? What's halfway? 4,500. Okay, now we've got plenty on our number line to help us. So you're looking to see if if this number would go more up in this half or in this half. Put on the number line where you think 4,100 would go. Just put a little dot on your number line where you think 4,100 would go. And just get close to where you think it would be. So you think this would be 4,100, 4,000, 4,500, 5,000. About where would that go on the number line? I'm looking at lots of number lines here, and let me show you what almost everybody in the room has. Okay? Right about there. A little above 4,000, which would make sense. So, is this dot closer to 4,000 or is it closer to 5,000, Gage?
4,000.
It's definitely closer to 4,000. Now, if I want to finish up the other way, what do I need to do right here? I've already found my target. I've put my dot above it. What do I need to do next?
You gotta put an arrow
Which way?
to the 100.
Okay. I need to put my arrow to the right, not to the wrong. I'm going to draw it to the next place value beside it, which does happen to be the hundreds place. And my rounding rhyme says if it's 5 or greater, add 1 more. Is that number 5 or greater?
No.
No, it's just a 1. So that means if it's less than 5, leave it for sure. We get to leave that 4. Everything after is a 0, not more. So the 4 would stay the same, and everything else would be a 0. So both of those ways get you to the same answer. If you do both of those ways and you get different answers, then you need to back up and, what did we do that made the answers different, okay? All right, not too bad. Let's go ahead and clear our board. We're going to do this about 3 more times. We're going to try it with a few different numbers. Because what's about to happen now is now that thousands place has some other digits around it. And sometimes that tends to throw us off a little bit. You guys are doing excellent with this so far, so we're good. Go ahead and draw a vertical number line on the side. And we're going to put this number, 14,500. 14,500. Okay, now, we're still rounding to the nearest thousand. Okay. So where is the thousands place? What digit is in the thousands place, Miranda?
4.
The 4. Okay. I know that the 4 is in the thousands place, but we have more than 4 thousands in the whole thousands unit, don't we? In the whole thousands. How many thousands are there actually in this number? Think about it. You know, all 3 of these digits get grouped together as the ones sometimes. All 3 of these digits get grouped together as the what? As the thousand. The next 3 digits are all the millions, because it's the millions, the 10 millions, the 100 millions. Okay, so how many thousands do we actually have in that number? Yeah. We have 14 thousands. So, if you'll take all of those and put them down at the bottom. Because how many thousands are there? There are actually 14 thousands. In the thousands place, there's only 4, but in the 10,000s place, there's 1. But we're going to put them all together when it comes to rounding. Okay, what is 1 more thousand than 14,000? Everybody.
15,000.
Okay, whoa. That was a rough everybody. Okay, how many, let's start over. What is 1,000 more than 14,000? Everybody.
15,000.
Okay, trying to wake you up. When it comes to the vertical number line, group all of your thousands together like that, and it's much easier to know what's my bottom number and my top number, okay? All right, so what would go in the middle? These are just 1,000 apart, so what would go in the middle? Yes?
14.
Yeah.
14,500.
14,500. Because these numbers are still just 1,000 apart, even though the number is larger. Once you have that, it's easy to use your number line. Put your dot where you think 14,500 would go. Put your dot right where you think 14,500 would go. Where would this number go? Just put a dot on the number line. Did this confuse anybody as to where to put it? Is this easier, this one, to know where to put it?
Yes.
Yes. Why? Why is this one easier? Yes.
Because there's a number that is the middle one is actually the same, and so that's where.
Yes. Our number is actually this exact number, and so it's right there. It's okay to put a dot right there, and I think sometimes we're afraid. Am I allowed to do that? Sure. Okay. Okay. If something is right in the middle, though, is it closer to the bottom or is it closer to the top? But it's right in the middle. I know. But which one do we put it with? Yeah. The top. Okay. This one is going to be closer to 1,500 or sorry, not 1,500, 15,000. My mind is waking up too this morning. Okay, let's come back up here. We're going to draw our arrow next door. Just want to show you how this works out the same. Draw that arrow up there. If it's 5 or greater, add 1 more. Just like Will said, we go up on the number line. We're going to go up 1 when it's 5 or greater. So, guys, let me change colors just to see if that'll help you see it. The 14 doesn't stay a 14 because we still have that 1, but that 4 is going to change to a 5 because it's going up 1 because of this right here. Now everything else becomes a 0. Okay. This is one of those skills that just takes practicing it, practicing it, practicing it. Okay? And that's exactly what we're doing today. All right, so go ahead and erase your board. I'm going to try to be a little more quiet on this problem. That's hard for me sometimes. And I'm going to let you do as much as you can, and then I'm going to jump in and show you just in case you had a tough time or see if you did everything right. We are still rounding to the thousands, but your number is 215,711. So you need that on your board, and you need a number line. 215,711. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. I want you to do your best. I want you to use the number line first and then do the other way as well. I want you to round 215,711 to the nearest thousand. Okay, here are all your steps for the number line part. Answer these questions over here. This will help you. I'm going to just jump in and give you one or two steps, but I want you to keep going. If you're working fine on your own, keep going. How many thousands are there in this number? Remember, we're going to put all the thousands together. I ran into the thousands place, but we're going to look at all those thousands together. Okay, so keep going. If that's not what you have, fix that and then keep going. One more thousand would be 216,000. What's halfway between? Who has that number? Miranda?
215,500.
Yes. And put your number on the number line. Put a dot where you think it goes. you guys can tell, is this number bigger or smaller than 215,500? Right. This number has 700s. This number has 500s. So it is closer to this right here. If I have 215,711, I find my thousands place. I look next door, 5 or greater, I add one more. So this is going to become one more. Everything else is a 0. Okay. All right. We're getting there. I need you to help me through this next one. We got one more to do together. Go ahead and clear off your board. Go ahead and draw yourself a number line. And we're going to put this number at the top. That's strange. Our number, 214,569. All right, tell me what to do. We're going to get started, then we're going to get quiet for a while and let you try to finish, and then you're going to help me finish. Reagan, what's the first thing I'm going to do?
You're going to go to the bottom and put 214,000.
Okay, because the first question says how many thousands are in this number. Well, we know the thousands place is here, but all of the thousands together is 214 thousands. So with the number line, we put all of our thousands, which is 214,000. Okay. Now, having that starting spot, I want you to go on with these steps and get as far as you can. Once you have all three numbers, put a dot on that number line where you think the number should go. That's going to tell you which one it's closer to. All right, help me out. A lot of you are finished. What number would be my top number? If this is 214,000, what would be my next number, Mason? 215,000. What would my middle number be? What would come right here?
214,500.
Yes. Okay. If I were to go and put this on the number line, where would I put it? Where would it go? It's 214,500. So it's close to this, but it goes a little higher than that, doesn't it? It's a little bit more. So it would go where? Faith, where did you put it? Right above the what?
214.
Yeah, okay. She put it right where it should be. Right here, right above 214,500, because it's just a little bit more than that. Okay. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit more or a lot more. What is it now closest to? 214,000 or 215,000? Which one, everybody?
215,000.
Yeah, this is closer to this. Here's my thousands place. Draw the arrow next door. 5 or greater. 5 or greater. Add one more. So this is 215 because this is the digit that goes up. Everything else is a 0. Okay. Let me ask this question now. I think I asked this question a day or two ago. How many of you like the vertical number line better than this way? Raise your hand. You like that vertical number line. You know how to do it. You feel good about it. It helps you. Okay, several of you. How many of you like just going in and doing this way? Okay. Not as many, but is that okay? Is it still okay? Yeah, both ways are great. Both ways work fine. You are learning right now which one you like better for you. Okay? All right. We are going to go into our practice right now in our problem set.
Can we clear our board?
You can clear your board off, and in fact, go ahead and put everything away. This is a good time to do that. Marker, eraser, whiteboard, all that back where it goes. And while you're in your backpack, putting that away, get out your workbook, because that's what we need next. Leave it closed for just a second, and I'll get you to the right page in just a minute. That way we're not all flipping and turning. Yes. Yes, we'll do that in just a second. All right, in your workbook, just look up here for a second, and then when we get ready to, we'll find the page and all that. This should look very familiar. It just doesn't have that long list of steps. And what I may do when you get started is put those steps back up here in case those were helping you know what to do on your number line. This is exactly what we were just doing. They give you a number. They have told you to round to the nearest 1,000. Always make sure you check what you're supposed to round to. And they've given you a blank number line, okay? I do want you to add in this. This doesn't take long to add in. It's just going to help you check yourself, okay? So all you're doing each time is rounding each number to the thousands place. Okay, any questions about what you're going to be doing? Of course, I'll be floating around, and if you have a question about a certain problem, please ask, because I want you to understand this. I want you to get what we're doing. Who can tell me what this, and it's very hard to see, I know, you'll see it in a minute when you open it. That says 6,700 is about. You remember us talking about that symbol? It's not really an equal sign, but it kind of is. It just means that you're rounding. You're finding the number that it is close to. Okay, so that's a clue. If I write my answer in here and I go, oh, wow, that's not even close. That number is not close to this number. Then something went wrong somewhere. These two numbers, the number you start with and the number you round to, should be close. Okay? Okay. Let me take care of this for just a second.